Yo, what's up, people? Today is 9/21. It is Wednesday. And thank you so much for watching my video, number one. And let's get to it. So, this will be a little bit of Euro USD analysis and also dollar CAD, which I did take a trade there. Um, and it was right around New York stock. And so, once again, it's all about ICT following the process, following the what ICT teaches, and just going through. And one thing with trading is that you gotta show up every day, even if you feel that you're not really doing anything. Especially for those of you if you're not even near close of creating, being part of a challenge of a trying to get funded or something. I can understand if eventually you'll lose motivation or something, but that's the thing. You gotta ask yourself, how bad do you want this? And if this is something you want really bad, then you're gonna do it, right? Um, Also, don't trade with live money if you still kind of getting your feet wet, so to speak. That's just going to cause emotional ups and downs, and that's just stuff you don't really need right now. Right now, you need to focus on the methods, focus on the process, and not so much of the outcome. If you can't even be a break-even trader to begin with. And anyways, that's a little rant for that, and let's go with euro dollar focus now. So finally, we went up in here to this fair value gap on the daily, and we pushed down yesterday. If you saw my video for yesterday, you can see there was a move that happened in euro dollar and I believe pound dollar too at the end of the session. Now I don't trade at that time, so those are just missed opportunities. And yeah, there's just nothing we can do about it. Now today, not similar. What happened? I actually wanted this level here, this area, to get taken out, and you can see here during Asia session, pretty much consolidated all from the previous date into London. Finally headed lower, broke down this area here, and then we retraced back. And I thought, this is a fair value gap in here. And I thought this could have easily around New York or stock market open, or before stock market open. I figured that would have pushed the market higher, and instead it actually, so New York session, kill zone session, 7 a.m. Eastern, started here, went down, and then there was no news at 8:30. But the market did go higher, and it came up to this fair value gap area here on the 15-minute. And so you can see this area was rebalanced at least 50% of the way. And I feel like these are just things that you're going to get used to it as you get better with ICT concepts. Now, I didn't take a trade in this, however, I was watching it, and it just didn't really meet the rules of engagement on my end. The setup wasn't really there, and you could see it happening. You could see this here. I actually do like that. Let me see, but it didn't give a chance for a fair value gap in here, so that was unfortunate. And then once again, this is already like 10 a.m. Eastern. I don't place a trade there. And then here, I guess you could say this one could have been a pretty good opportunity. By then, though, I was already focused on dollar CAD, and I was watching this, but you can see how for today it did use the 15-minute, and what I was thinking was, so if I wasn't confident in taking this trade, this one here would have been a nice area to take. And then obviously we had relative equal lows here at this area here, and these are relative equal lows, came down, took that out, and so that would have been a nice opportunity. The one that I ended up taking was with dollar CAD. Now let me bring up dollar CAD here. We were pretty much pushing higher, higher, higher. Now these weekly levels are really, really long-term weekly levels. Finally, one was taken out, and I do believe we're gonna be able to take out this one too. You can see this was a very small fair value gap in here. Market retraced into that. Didn't really get lower, as far as price delivery. You can see it just stopped right here at this up candle, and then from there it went up. And so today, this morning, I was watching this. Let's go to the 60-minute. You can see it just rallied higher, 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 consolidated during Asia session, finally broke through during London session, and you can see this whole level was just being respected. Now, initially, I would have loved to have seen this get below Asia or London session, but you can see that the market was just really strong. And so if we start going into 15-minute time frame, you can see the same thing was happening. You can see the market it came down into that fair value gap on the 60-minute, rallied higher, created a fair value gap here. That's the 15-minute, and then it created another fair value gap in here on this area right there. And what does ICT say about every downtrend candle on an uptrend market? Of course, my bias was definitely up. And he mentions that that is where business will be dealt, and market should not pass that. And so this is, you can see my orders here on NinjaTrader. I actually got in a bit too soon here on the 5-minute. I was watching the 5-minute here, and I got in a little bit too soon. On my Forex challenge, that's somewhere around where I got in 78 or so. And I was able to put my stop below this area here, right there. That's where my stop was, and I said, okay, so if this is pushing higher, look at what it did here, right? It created a double top, right? And then before stock market open, it headed lower. And so when that happens, if it's heading lower before stock market open, will definitely, usually there is that moment where the market will do the opposite of what it what it wants to do, what it really wants to do, because it's picking up orders, right? And so you can see that stock market open, finally we start getting the push higher, and then was able to take out some profit here at this 96 area. But you can see it went up to 07 at this point, the high of 07. And so this was a trade that I took, and you can see here on the 5-minute, very nice trade here where you can see this happening. There's the, oops, let me get my arrow line. Took out this, it took out that. 2 candles here. Here's the buy right there. And then obviously I was looking at this over here, but I was also looking at this. And so this would have been another opportunity to be able to get in again. And then here's another down candle that used it to buy, and then target up here to take out buy stops up here. So this was a very nice trade. You can see it was already moving upwards. And then what thing that caught my eye, what gave me the confidence once again, is that before the 8:30 a.m. news, we rallied higher, and it didn't make it all the way up there. And this is just like that beautiful setup that ICT talks about in the ICT Mentorship 2022. He talks about this often, and you can see that happening often not. And this is what kind of kept me away from euro dollar, is that I would have loved for euro dollar here on the stock market open to push a little bit higher, maybe up in this area. Obviously, that was just too rich for the market to get up there. Instead, it actually went in the direction where it was supposed to go. It did rally a little higher into this fair value gap there, and then it headed lower, and then you can see that it still went in the direction where I was expecting it to go. It's just my liking of the setup was with dollar CAD, where it was just beautiful that before that stock market open, it was heading lower and lower, and then finally it broke up higher after after stock market opened, and you can see, you know, a nice delivery on dollar CAD and to take out the highs right there, and then that was really nice. So good W here, and yeah, once again, it's all about the whole that ping pong effect, as I mentioned in my previous video. And this is pretty good. I do feel by continuing to see this, I'm getting better and better. And you know, once again, this is just the journey and me recording, right? So if you guys are watching this, hopefully you enjoy it, and hopefully you learn something, right? We're all here to get better, so this is why I enjoy making these videos for whoever's out there and watching. Hopefully you learn a thing or two, you know, because these are things that we need to keep seeing, right? And then obviously, to be honest, all you really need is ICT Mentorship 2022. And if you already went through it, then go through it again and keep going through it until it just gets ingrained into your head. And you'll start seeing similar setups as, you know, once again, dollar CAD, right? Same similar setup that happens. And what ICT teaches. Even though it may not be the same market, you know, it's a similar pattern. And it's crazy cool. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.